Hey everybody, this is Lice Harger, and thanks for listening to the Fuller House Podcast.
Hey guys, it's Michael Campion, and you're listening to the Fuller House Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Whatever happened to predictability?
The Fuller House Podcast with Erica and Kyle. Glad to be back with you. Barely surviving wedding season.
Oh my
Barely.
goodness, it's been quite busy for us, and so I apologize to all of you who have been anxiously awaiting the next episode of the Fuller House podcast.
Are you trying to imply that people have missed us?
Well, I don't know. I've missed you, Erica.
But you've been in wedding season with me.
That's true.
You've been talking to me on the phone because we don't do that very much.
Yes, and by the way, this is Kyle. I know I always forget to introduce myself.
And I'm Erica. Hi.
But you know what was great is I got to walk down the aisle with you again.
You did?
Yes, but your dress wasn't white this time.
No, it was purple. Or egg. Is that considered eggplant? I don't know.
Isn't eggplant purple?
Is it? I never knew what people meant by eggplant. An eggplant isn't really purple to me. But I think I'm sort of colorblind, but we can talk about that another time.
Oh my goodness.
It's only slightly, like certain shades I don't agree with.
It was
people.
purplish.
Was it eggplant though?
Yes, no, maybe.
If we get any requests, we can post a picture of us wearing eggplant together because we kind of coordinated. Your tie kind of matched my outfit. We're in Kyle's sister's wedding this weekend in San Diego.
By the way, my Aunt Lisa was, she seemed somewhat offended that I hadn't told her we're doing this podcast.
Yeah, we got to talking to Kyle's sister's pastor of the wedding, and he was like championing our podcast. He says he's going to tell his congregation. And then Aunt Lisa was offended, and now she follows us, and she says she can't believe how many followers we have. I think she was a little jealous.
Well, yeah, I just, she doesn't even watch Fuller House, so I didn't
If
think
you're
she would
listening,
care.
Aunt Lisa.
Hi, Aunt Lisa.
Hello there. How's Colorado? Hope it's good. Speaking of Colorado, that is not where Michael is from. That's where Elias is from.
Wow, that was almost the perfect segue.
It was almost.
You know what? I just have to say I am so thankful that you got a chance to talk with Michael, because I don't know when we would have had time to record a podcast otherwise.
Yeah, and not to mention he's a pretty cool kid. I mean, we
He
talked
is.
we talked all about like his character Jackson. He even gave some advice to other 13-year-old boys out there who are interested in dating.
Ooh.
He let you know if he was a Star Wars or Avengers guy.
Yes, I did kind of hop on the call for a bit to ask him some of the geeky questions.
You would. And you did.
I did.
And it's all good stuff. So, and it's in this episode, it turns out.
Yes. So if you're here to hear Michael Campion talk all about all sorts of things, you came to the right place. And if you're a new listener, maybe this is the first time you've ever heard the Fuller House podcast, I'd go back and listen to some of our past episodes. We had an interview with Ashley Liao, who plays Lola. We had an interview with Elias Harger.
Who plays Max?
What's that?
Who plays Max?
Oh, everybody knows Elias. He's just so precocious and adorable.
He sure is.
And then also, gosh, a 2-part episode when he spent, it seemed like 10 hours on the phone with Juan Pablo de Pachi, who's the zany Fernando. So, if you haven't heard those yet, I'd recommend going back. You can find them all and stream them on fullerhousepodcast.com. But probably the best thing to do is, if you're on iPhone or iOS, go to your podcast app or Stitcher, or if you're on Android, or we might be up on Google Play by the time this is up, and subscribe. We come out with episodes each week, and we think they're a lot of fun.
They're always a lot of fun. And that's why you should rate us, too.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the things, if you're enjoying these interviews, that's one of the things that helped us to get Michael and Ashley and Juan Pablo and Elias on the phone, is the fact that you guys have given us so many 5-star ratings.
Keep it up.
Yes, we really appreciate it. This podcast, we don't make a dime off it. We do it because we love it and enjoy it and just have a lot of fun interacting with you guys. So if you want to pay us back in any way, leaving a review is much appreciated, and it helps us get more interviews.
Yeah. So help. What
So-
else can I say? Kyle, you're just like on this roll right now, and I'm just like, yeah. I don't know what else to say. So
Well, I guess I'm hogging all of the.
you're the informative guy.
Yeah,
I don't always know how to keep up with your
I'm crowding you out of
411.
crowding you out of our listeners' ear holes, but they're in luck because you're gonna have the next half hour all to yourself.
Actually, you do cut in. But let's get to it. You can hear for yourself. This is me and Michael Campion chatting, and a little bit of Kyle in the end.
All
Check
right,
it out.
have fun, guys.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, thanks so much for being here, Michael. It's so great to talk to you. I actually saw you chatting at the premiere in the movie theater. We were like one row behind you, and you were talking to the cast and crew. And my husband's like, gosh, he's really grown up. You came off very like mature, and I don't know, it was kind of like you're another adult talking to everyone.
Thank you very much. I do. I get that a lot from my mom and her friends and stuff. My mom likes to brag on me. It's gotten too much.
That's kind of what moms do.
Yeah, that's what moms do.
Speaking of your mom, I heard she introduced you to Full House. Is this true?
Yeah, it is. It's true. I was about 4 or 5 when I started watching Full House, and when I saw the audition for Fuller House, like, wow, I was like, man, this is so cool. I have a shot at this, and I was like, wow, Fuller House.
So I'm pretty excited that you know about Full House, because all the newcomers I've talked to didn't really grow up watching Full House. Mm-hmm. And so I love to hear that, like, you were watching even though it ended before you were born.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite episode of Full House?
Do I have a favorite episode? I can't really say if I have a favorite episode. I do have a favorite season.
Oh, what's that?
I have my favorite season is season 3, because it was a lot of it was based on stuff from like Fuller House, like Fuller House took a lot from season 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like like the kiss with me, and then like I don't know, like it was just the same period that I'm in. Like I'm 13 and DJ was 13 in the show, so I like season 3 a lot.
Is that funny, her playing your mom now and but watching her back when she's 13?
Yeah, it is kind of weird. I watch her on Nick at Night almost every night, and then Friends comes on and stuff. I do watch her. It's weird. It is kind of weird. Like, so weird. Like, I see you every day, and it's like, you're my mom, but then you're on Full House. It's weird.
And then the blue couch is just still there and the same as it was back then.
Yeah, for sure.
But you live in Florida when you're not taping Fuller House. So how is life different when you're over there?
Well, it's honestly not too different. The difference between LA and Florida is very little. Like, especially in Orlando. I mean, besides like the dramatic weather difference, I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't feel like too far from home when I'm in LA. So you play the oldest of 3 on Fuller House. Do you have any siblings in real life? I do. I have one sister, and she's 24, I think.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't really get to grow up in like a family with a bunch of kids. Like, I think Elias has 2 siblings. But I didn't really get to grow up. I mean, for like the first 5 or 6 years of my life, she was around the age where she didn't want to like play with her little brother or whatever. So
big age difference.
Yeah, big age difference for sure.
So you kind of grew up sort of like an only child, but
yes, like an only child, but the occasional like, oh, here's your sister, and then she leaves. So
we're gonna play this for your sister. Oh, here's your sister, and then she'd leave. She'd probably feel kind of sad about that. Well, what's it like playing the oldest now? You've got like 2 little brothers. Is that fun? I mean, especially with Elias, who's so like...
Yeah, it's certainly great. I love playing with Elias on and off set.
Oh.
You know, and Sony too. Sony and I have a bunch of cool things that we do. Like we play laser tag on set, and I got these cool laser tag guns, and we have a thing like where we scare each other. This is a game, and Elias and I showed him this thing the other day. It was like my whole room is decked out in Star Wars, and I brought lightsabers, and we were battling with lightsabers.
Oh.
And, yeah, I actually have a video on Instagram with me and Isaac.
Oh, yes, the guy who plays Bobby Popko.
Yep.
My husband is a crazy Star Wars fan. I'm kind of getting into it slowly but surely, but that looked fun. Like, I would like a lightsaber battle. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, I am a crazy Star Wars fan for sure.
Are you? I think we might have some questions for you that a little bit later on.
Oh, yes, please. Ask me
away. You want them. You want them sent to you. Okay. So far, Jackson is definitely like testing the waters as a rebellious kid in Fuller House. Do you think you're similar, or are you really different from Jackson in real life?
You know, I can say some similarities, but for the most part, I wouldn't say Jackson is really that close to me. Like, if I met Jackson in real life, I probably wouldn't hang out with him, to be honest.
Uh-oh.
He's such like a, I don't know. It's not like I don't like Jackson. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Jackson is like a normal teenager, but I don't know. He just wouldn't. I wouldn't hang out with Jackson.
It's funny because you do such a good job of playing him. I would think you were kind of similar to him, but that's funny to hear. But I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, no. I love playing Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson. So much fun, yeah.
Is that what it is? It's kind of like playing those differences. It being somebody else is kind of like the thrill of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Jackson is. I've never played a character like Jackson. I mean, he's so cool. Like he has to be cool and not cool at the same time.
Yeah, like a fun challenge, sort of.
Yeah, it's a fun. Yeah. There you go. That's the word. It's a fun challenge.
Okay. You know, we have a Fuller House podcast Instagram, and we do hear a lot from the younger girls that they are quite fond of you. I saw something a while back. I have to ask this for these girls. That says you weren't allowed to date yet. Has anything changed?
Well, you know, I guess I don't think anything has changed necessarily from that. Like, I'm allowed to date, but I guess I wouldn't want to date, especially at this age, because a lot of boys are just, and a lot of girls, I don't know, they're just not. I guess I would start for me personally, I would start dating around probably high school. Like, if I have a car and I can go take a girl out. But now it's too complicated, especially since I do have acting, and I probably couldn't keep up with a girlfriend even if I wanted to. But
I think you're wise making that decision.
Yeah, and a lot of boys, they don't understand how, because I've been through it. I've had a girlfriend before, and it was, a challenge for sure. So,
really? Were you already acting when this happened?
I was acting, yeah.
Okay.
This was about a year or two ago, and her name, I wouldn't say her name.
You don't have to say her name.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say her name. But it was hard to keep up with the acting. It was hard to keep her, and then if I would go, then she would get sad or whatever. So
yeah,
I wouldn't. For my advice to those boys, if they're listening out there, just, you have plenty of time for it. You don't need it right now, especially, just be friends. Just be friends.
I second that.
Be good. Yeah.
I think you're wise. I like that you're giving advice too. Good advice.
Thank you.
Can you tell us anything that's happening with Jackson for season 2? I know you're not really allowed to say much, but is there anything we're allowed to know about his character? Or?
Well, he's certainly going to go through a lot of changes from what I've seen so far. He's definitely gotten a nice kick in the butt for a lot of things that he's tried out, and things have just not gone right for Jackson so far. I mean, I know he will be successful in the end with whatever he's trying to accomplish, but for now he's going to have to learn some life lessons.
Do you feel like you learn life lessons through watching Jackson mess up ever?
I do. I really do. I feel I actually take what Jackson does, and sometimes I apply it to my friends. Like, I have friends almost like Jackson. Like they do things like Jackson, but they don't have the same mentality. But I can still, say, hey, I know exactly what you're going through because I've done this before. But,
as Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you give them advice based off that. I like that. Do they listen to you?
My close friends do. The other ones, they're just like, you're Jackson on Fuller House. But
yeah. Well, I would listen. If Jackson had something to tell me, I think I'd listen. So since you watched Full House, obviously you got to know the character of Michelle. You hear a lot, I'm sure, you saw it on TV, but then you hear everything, all this pressure about, are they joining? Are they not? Is it a bummer for you that they're not on, or?
Yeah, I mean, even if they didn't even go on the show, I would still like to meet them. I mean, it kind of sucks that they're not. I'm sure that they will be on at one point. They're not going to stay they're probably just going to make a cameo and then leave. But, it does stink that they're not going to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. But, at the same time, I feel like even if they were a part of it, they don't really enjoy it now. So it wouldn't be fun for them to do that again. But, that's all right.
Yeah. Did you enjoy watching them on Full House?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
So, like your TV mom, Candace, you're very open about your Christian faith. Has she given you any specific advice on dealing with the pressures of Hollywood, while staying true to your beliefs, or? Yeah,
she has. I've had some problems with friends before not believing in God, and I've asked her about it, and she's given me some really solid advice on that kind of stuff. It's great that she is a Christian because then I have someone to, talk to on set, and not just my mom or my dad or my friends, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, my mom and my dad give great advice, but it's good to hear from other people at times about that kind of stuff.
And Ashley Liao is also pretty open about her faith. Has that been something that's surprised you as walking into this set where you're with, other people who share the same faith?
Honestly, I've done a couple movies before, and most of the people on set were Christian. I was kind of surprised by that, but I'm used to it. I mean, I go to a Christian school, and the people surrounding me are normally Christian, so I wouldn't say that it's strange that the people on set are Christian, but I would say it's more cool, so I can have someone to share it with.
And that's also who you had your first kiss with Ashley Liao.
Yeah. Yep.
Who plays Lola. I talked to her a little bit about that experience. She told me that you guys were kind of afraid it was going to mess up the friendship, but then it didn't. Is that true?
Yeah. I guess I would say that too. I mean, it was fine. I didn't really think it was going to mess up too much. But it was really scary to have that, there in the audience, first kiss, there you go. And it wasn't even it was just there you go. It wasn't even I wouldn't count it as my first kiss because my first real kiss would have to be with someone I like and blah, 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 all that stuff. So. But it's my first on-screen kiss, I can say that.
So you'll count your first kiss when it's with somebody that it's real, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I think I was telling her, I think it would be scary for me at this point to have my first kiss, even if just because it's on camera. That's scary for anyone.
Yeah, and it was in front of a live audience too, so it was not just the cameras and the crew people saying it. No, every Friday there's a live audience, and they're oh, there you go, and then they all and they freak out. So yeah.
Did you get a lot of Twitter comments about that, or do people ask you about that now?
Well, on Instagram mostly. I don't really keep up with Twitter, to be honest. But a lot of comments have to do with Ashley. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm so jealous of Ashley." And then, I remember one time Ashley had a really funny comment. There was this girl who was so mad that she was like, "Jackson is mine. You don't kiss Jackson one more time, or there's gonna be trouble." I was like, "Oh my
goodness."
God. So I know these these fans are crazy. On Instagram, there's this little, like, it's almost like a mailbox that you get where people like send you things, and they ask you questions and stuff. Most of them are just like, hey, like, oh, you did a really good job. I saw you at the live audience. Or like, oh, you're so cute, or whatever. And I usually reply to them, but recently it started getting overflowing, and I couldn't. I stopped replying to my DMs, but once in a while I'll go on and I'll reply to them.
I see. Were the comments, like, have you gotten just used to, like, hearing, oh, you're so cute, and it's just like, thanks?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm used to it still. I still think it's crazy that, girls do that, and I'm no way I'm judging them. Like, I can see why girls would. No, I'm not talking about me. I'm not saying that's not.
This is like the double-edged sword.
That completely came out wrong. Okay, I'm just saying I can see, because I've had experiences with like famous people that I like, and they comment. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I know how they feel now. Like, they're freaking out. Like, oh, Michael Campion, and then for me, I'm like, oh, this guy from my favorite TV show. Like, that's so cool. But yeah, I'm kind of getting used to it. It's still a little bit foreign to me, but, as I go through more movies and, projects and stuff, I'm sure I'll get more fans as I go along. So,
do you have a celebrity crush now?
A celebrity crush?
Like somebody that you would be like, oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, if I say it, I'm going to get a lot of hate from
Oh no.
Oh dear me. Okay.
I think but you're holding back.
Okay, Jordan Jones. I'm going to say Jordan Jones. If I had to pick someone, it would be Jordan Jones.
Jordan Jones. Is she
Jordan
13?
Jones. You know who she is?
No, I don't. I'm feeling a little old right now.
She's like she's a dancer, and she does like YouTube videos and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But dang, is she attractive?
She's a YouTube star.
Yes, she's a YouTube star.
Wow. Well, I think the whole YouTube star thing is like, wow, like people are, it's funny, like a person on a TV show is talking about somebody on YouTube the world has changed quite a bit. Okay, let's say there was a Fullest House show. Let's say it's called Fullest House in 20 years.
All right.
Who would Jackson be if you had to pick?
Who would Jackson? Wait, what do you mean by?
Like, what kind of person would he be in 20 years?
Oh, in 20 years. Wow. If I'm picturing me, Tommy, and Elias all in the same house. There we go. And then we have 3 kids, and then my wife dies, just like the 2 generations before me. I would say Jackson is a really well put together guy, because I've seen a lot of what like DJ had to go through. Because I know Jackson is going to make a lot of mistakes, and he's going to learn from a lot of it, and he's probably going to have a lot of wisdom at the time he's done. So I would say he would be pretty put together. But I like Elias now that's a completely different story there. But
it would be funny to see who Max grew up to be.
Oh yeah,
I think he'd be a little bit of an Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, I think he would too.
Yeah,
I think he'd be. Yeah, I
could see that. And what about Tommy? There's no saying who Tommy would be.
Well, I can't really say too much about Tommy. Well, once he gets older, then I'll come back to the podcast.
Yes, I see you guys like all living in the same house and being kind of similar to the original Full House. That's what I see. The 3 guys back.
The 3 guys back. There we go.
But there's always tragedy, which is so sad. Somebody has to die.
I know, it's every time. I swear. I wonder what the 2 generations were before Danny and Jesse and Joey.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
I guess we just don't get to see that.
Yep, I know. They should make a prequel to Full House. I wonder what that would be.
Yeah, it would be good. That's true. I mean, maybe me and you could work on that as a business idea someday.
Let's make it a reality right now.
You got the connections. I'll use you. Okay, so we've got some questions from fans. This one comes from Sophie.
What are you doing for vacation this summer? Who is your favorite castmate in Fuller House?
Well, Sophie, I am more than likely going to be going to the beach a lot this summer. And who's my favorite castmate? Wow, that's a hard one. You know,
you're gonna get in trouble for that one.
I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. Probably out of the three girls, I'm just gonna limit it down. Out of the three girls, I would say Candace for sure.
Candace is your favorite. Aw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question.
Hi, my name is Emma. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I was wondering who inspired you to become an actor and what do you like about acting? Thanks.
Well, I don't think I had an actor that inspired me, but I had a director that inspired me. Steven Spielberg. Oh, do I love Steven Spielberg. And wait, what was the other question?
What do you like about acting?
Oh, what do I like about acting? What I like about acting. There's just so much I like about acting, you know. I love making people laugh. I love entertaining people. It's great to make someone, you know, be entertained by what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that come in many different forms, but I guess I was just blessed with acting, you know. So if someone was probably blessed to, you know, play soccer and they entertain people with having this great ability to play soccer, you know. It's good. It's great. I can't really describe what I like about acting.
It's your passion.
Yeah, just everything.
Got it. Okay. This one comes from Danielle from Long Island.
Hi, I'm Danielle from Long Island, and I'm coming to the July 1st taping. And my question is, where were you, and what was it like when you first found out that you got the job as Jackson on Fuller House?
Well, Danielle, I was actually at my house, and they asked me to go to LA that same day. So I flew over to LA, and they were like, hey, you did a really good job. We're so happy that you're here. You have the job. And I'm like, wow. And it was actually my birthday, in case you didn't know.
Oh.
I got on my birthday.
Wow.
So that
that's
was
the best
really
birthday gift ever, I think.
I know, best birthday gift ever.
Were you 13?
Fuller House, actually. Yeah, I was turning 13.
Wow.
No. Wait, what? Yeah, I was turning 13. That's right.
I didn't get anything nearly as cool when I turned 13.
Yeah. Fuller House was blown every present out of the water ever that I've had over all my birthdays.
You're like, sorry, Mom. This one's the best.
Sorry, Mom. Those presents you bought.
Okay. This one comes from Sonali.
Hi, Michael. This is one of your fans. I just wanted to know, how do you like working with the Full House cast and obviously the new Fuller House cast?
You know, it's just it's an amazing chemistry. It's so cool how all of us just get along. And I know a lot of people say that, like, oh, these other, you know, shows, they're like, you know, chemistry is awful, no one likes each other, you know, all this stuff. But since Full House, they all know each other, and it was like, it's like a pre-established thing. So we're just kind of joined right in, and we were certainly welcomed. It's great, all the chemistry. It's right there. It's awesome.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, like, do you have to be nice to be on that show? Because seriously, everybody is so nice from the cast that I've talked to or even just seen interact. Like, everybody. Yeah. I talked to Juan Pablo for like an hour on the phone, and he was just so kind and like real, and everybody seems to be that way. And I'm like, wow, it feels like that's like a requirement or something. You guys are lucky to, I guess, all have each other. Does it feel like a family?
It does. It feels like a true family. Like, it's my home away from home. And Candace certainly acts like my mom, too. It's really funny.
That's cute. And what about with Sony and Ashley? Is it great that they're like 13 also, well, around the same age? I don't think Ashley.
No, I know Candace had Andrea when she was little. And now I have Sony, more or less, because I have Isaac too, but Isaac doesn't come around as often, but he comes around occasionally for every episode. But that's like my guy time there. Yeah,
he told us that he can't be a regular because he is on another show right now.
Yeah, he's on Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah, well, we'll take Bobby Popko when we can get Bobby Popko.
Yeah. He's out doing his Costco things when he's not in the episode.
Do you think he's similar?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny. Kyle was just going to ask you a couple of video game and Star Wars questions. Is that okay?
Aha.
The fun stuff is now.
I'm ready.
Okay, let me get him 1 second.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. I asked Elias some of these questions, or Erica asked on my behalf. So, first question. Do you prefer Star Wars or Avengers?
Star Wars for sure. I'm going hands down Star Wars.
Awesome. Well, I agree with you on that. So, if it was Star Wars, which it is, would you rather do a Death Star trench run or go searching for Luke in the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca as your co-pilot?
Oh, going in the Millennium Falcon. I've always wanted to go in the Millennium Falcon, for sure.
Oh, see, you know what? I have a theory about this because I grew up on Star Wars where we had to tape it off of television, the original movies, and you're of the next generation. Did you watch the prequel movies first or the Clone Wars? How did you get into Star Wars?
How did I get into Star Wars? Well, I didn't really know what it was at first, and my mom and my sister just put it on. I was like, oh, what is this? I'm like, oh, it's Star Wars, and I was watching it. Wow, this is actually really interesting. And I was about 7 or 8. Yeah, and they're watching the prequels, and I was like, oh, this is super cool. I'm going to totally get into this now. So it's really just been that way ever since. I actually have a Han Solo and Carbonite phone case. So
wow.
Yeah.
So which of the movies would you say is your favorite?
Oh, man. If I were to say it from the prequels, I would say the first one. If I were to say it from the middle, it would have to be... Wow, that's a hard one. Probably the fifth one.
Empire Strikes Back?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hopefully Rogue One turns out to be pretty good this December. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great trailer. It blew me away.
Yeah, I almost get tears in my eyes whenever I see a Star Wars trailer because I went so long without anything happening with Star Wars, and I'm pretty excited about it. So
yeah,
just so
I'm
you
lucky
know,
because. Oh, sorry, what?
Just so you know, Elias actually went with Avengers over Star Wars.
Oh, Elias, what are you doing?
And so outside of Star Wars, who's your favorite, say, superhero or something like that?
My favorite superhero? I like Spider-Man. I like the new Spider-Man, just the newest one.
Oh, the one in the Civil War?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought they did a great job with him.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his name. I don't know. He's a new actor. I don't really know him too well.
Now, see, I think I agree with you more than Elias, because he said Ant-Man, which, while I love Ant-Man, Spider-Man's a classic.
Spider-Man, he's just as funny, but he has webs and he can swing. So I'm sorry about your luck, guys.
All right, I just got 2 more questions, just because Erica mentioned you might be into some of the same things I am, so I came up with this list. What is your favorite video game?
My favorite video game? I would have to say either... Wow, this is a hard one. I have way too many video games I play. Either Assassin's Creed or, gosh, what's it called? I'm drawing such a huge blank right now. Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a new one and a good one.
Oh, it's a great game.
Hey, don't worry. My wife will edit this down, so it sounds like you had that on the tip of your tongue.
Yeah.
All right, and my last question. What is your geekiest interest or hobby that might surprise some people?
Oh, geez. Probably airsoft, or I'm going to say I have a sword collection and a lightsaber collection.
You have a sword collection?
I'm a sword collector. Yes, I am.
Wow. How do you get started in sword collecting?
Sword collecting. Well, I've always had a huge fascination with swords. Like, even when I was like 2 or 3, I would just pick up a stick and I'd be like, well, this is according to my mom because I don't remember this. But I would just hit trees or whatever, and I would pretend things are like guns or whatever. But I love weapons. I don't know. I'm just kind of weird like that. But yeah, I have a huge sword collection.
That is a very unique collection.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow. Well, no, I definitely think that would probably surprise a lot of people. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that makes you sound like you might be a serial killer someday or anything, but so, all right. Well, here, let me hand you back to Erica so she can wrap up.
Awesome.
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
So is there anything else that's going on with you right now?
Yes, actually. I am starting this new YouTube channel with me, Isaac, and some of his friends. It's called Squad 7, and we are looking to bring together networks of all sorts and put them into one little group. 7 people, obviously. We're hence the name Squad 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We've just filmed 2 episodes of it so far,
So what is this exactly going to be? Is this all going to be all guys?
I think we're gonna have one girl, and it's mainly just a vlog kind of thing. We do like games and stuff. It's pretty legit. But we have 4 people on it right now.
Oh, fun.
But later there's going to be 7 people by the end of it. So, yeah.
All people your age?
Yeah. They are from Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. There's one I completely forget the name, but Isaac is on Stuck in the Middle. And then there's one other person called, he's on Walk the Prank. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's on Disney.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Isaac actually made this. His goal is to bring together a lot of different networks and show that we all do get along, and it's not like this network war between, all these people, trying to stay out of one another's business.
Where can we find that? Is that going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. I'm not entirely sure what the name is going to be. The YouTube name. I'm pretty sure it's just Squad 7. But we all have our own personal channels on it, so you can find links to that on the videos.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. And what if somebody wants to find you on, you said you're more of an Instagram user, so what's your name on there?
Yeah, I'm more of an Instagram and Snapchat user. So.
Okay. What are your names?
Yeah, so on Instagram, it's just basic Michael Campion, no underscores, no nothing, no capitals. And then on Snapchat, it's Michael Campion with 2 N's at the end, so someone already stole my name.
Oh, no.
Got it. I know.
Those thieves. What kind of stuff do you post on Snapchat? I'm not on it. I'm not cool enough, I don't think.
It's really just it's literally just my day in the most insignificant things you'll ever find. Like today I posted that all my tacos fell out of the bottom of the box that we bought, so that was fun.
And everyone's like, yay, all excited.
Yay,
about
the
it.
tacos.
Well, it was so great talking to you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, good talking to you too.
Well, Erica, I learned some very important things through that interview.
Yes, you did.
Well, I am not the only guy who watches Full House almost every night.
Oh, come on. Last night I had it on for like 2 seconds, and it was a total treat for me. And because it doesn't happen very much anymore.
Yeah, we've been so busy. Usually we're recording podcasts instead of watching Nick at Night. But you know what? Actually, that's like 1 night a week. But anyways.
Yeah.
So you know what really excites me, though?
What?
Is that it sounds like there's going to be more Bobby Popko in my future.
Yeah, I think for sure. And I love that he's really like him in real life. Like Michael shared with us that, oh yeah, he's really like that. I'm quite excited that we don't have to pretend.
Yes,
Bobby Popko is Bobby Popko.
I'm excited because I would say that my favorite non-regular character last season was Bobby Popko, and it was a shame he was only in 1 episode. Yeah, so I can't wait to see him and Jackson.
We reached out to him on Twitter recently, and he said that he can't be a regular because he's already on that show. I can't remember. It's Stuck in the Middle. So, but
hey, as long as he pops in from time to time.
As long as Popko pops in, we're
all
good.
Right. Well, you got to line up an interview with him because he is hilarious.
You want Popko next?
Yes.
We'll see what we can do. For now, hope you guys enjoyed.
And thank you so much for spending the past half hour or so with us in your ear holes. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to go to iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you get podcasts, and hit subscribe. And if you really like us, what should they do, babe?
Rate us.
Yes,
5
but only
stars.
if it's 5 stars.
5 stars only.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. We'll have a regular episode again next week.
Okay, talk to you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Fuller House Podcast with Erica and Kyle. Find us and like us on Facebook at the Fuller House Podcast, on Twitter at Fuller House Cast, or on Instagram at Fuller House Podcast. Or shoot us an email at fullerhousepodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you found this show. And feel free to leave us a 5-star review. See you next week.